Hello students of course 50 to 10 Foundations of Curriculum. Welcome to week 9 in our uh, course. This week we continue to focus on specific curricular content. We continue to shift from approaches, general approaches, philosophical approaches to curriculum, to specific content in the curriculum. And this time we look at environmental education, and particularly environmental education that uses indigenous knowledges. We have one article this week by Konix et al. Um, the article titled Indigenizing Environmental Education, Conceptualizing Curriculum that Fosters Educational Leadership. And in this article, the authors specifically emphasize using verbal language as part of indigenous tradition, and this verbal language is in different forms to convey indigenous worldview, values, and knowledge. And in more than one sense, the article argues against modern ways of life. The two themes, as usual, two themes in this week. The first one, environmental education across the curriculum, and here I'm asking you to discuss integrating environmental education, not necessarily in the indigenous sense, integrating environmental education in a non-environmental education course or class or unit. So environmental education not as a course by itself, but as a component that is integrated in another subject matter. You can pick whatever you want: art, science, math, and the article probably can give you some ideas. So following the article, I'm asking you to explain why you think the specific course or class that you choose might benefit from environmental content, how this environmental content will be used, as well as how environmental education, kind of on the other hand, is uniquely promoted by this specific course or class. So what I mean here is to think why and how environmental issues addressed in this specific course, math, art, whatever, how environmental issues are addressed here in a way that they are not in other classes. So if we integrate specific environmental issue in science, for example, what specifically science has uniquely offer for environmental education that other courses or areas of teaching don't. In case you think that it's not good idea at all to bring environmental issues content into other classes, you may take this position, but you have to explain why this kind of integration is not a good idea. The second theme, indigenizing environmental education, looks specifically at features, aspects of indigenous knowledges, what I'm asking you here is to identify two such aspects of indigenous knowledges as described in the article. Identify two aspects that you think are particularly beneficial for environmental education, but in non-indigenous schools. So aspects or elements of indigenous knowledge to implement and use in schools that are not indigenous for promoting educational education. So you need to identify two of these elements or characters or features of indigenous knowledge, and for each of them, I'm asking you to explain why you think it is valuable in non-indigenous schools, to discuss at least one challenge in order to challenge to integrate this specific aspect or element in the non-indigenous school, and propose a way to address this challenge. So those are your discussion assignment for this week. I'm wishing you enjoy this week work, and as usual I will see you on D2L discussion page. Bye bye.